This is your WW3 news of a Wednesday afternoon. You think things already bad today or yesterday? It's gone from bad to worse, just like that. Let's get into the main menu of events today, which is pretty significant. As you probably remember, a few days ago, RF Atiri, it's called like that. First, a drone crash landed on the landing strip, and obviously, as they say, they were victims of missile attacks, and even the nearby base was put on full alarm, lockdown. Well, I think this is not the only event which NATO territory has been violated. Well, it looks like this morning an Iranian missile seems to have wandered into Turkish airspace. Oh, they would invoke Article 5. No. They said in the end there was nothing because we were shot down. A missile which enters into an airspace or another faction is pretty serious shit, it is. And it goes to show this coalition of the BRICS are probing the Western defence. It's not by chance this missile just ended up there. Oh, it was an accident. No. It was an intent to probe the reaction, because this could be a really good cover for the Russians to strike back on NATO. And what a better way? Disguise them as missiles which come from Iran. They say it was an Iranian missile. Fair enough. The war rages on. Looks like in our Hormuz Strait, a British container ship got hit. I think only Chinese or Russian ships let them go by the Iranians. And this is news which has been coming out a few hours ago. Sinking of an Iranian warship off the coast of Sri Lanka in international waters. It was sunk by an American submarine, torpedoed with no provocation in international waters. 87 hands perished in that cowardly attack. Looks like the collective West has no honour in war. It will be, probably could be their end in dishonour. Destroyed their economy and forced to fight a war which I don't think many people like to take part. I think West, the civilian population, various countries, you can see it on the, how do you say, social media, their reactions. We don't want to be a part of this war. Why they're dragging us into it. I did mention yesterday, Trump is seeking official approval from Congress to make it official war. This will be probably written as the first official political act of World War III. If those people left around to write history, if anyone survived this shit anyway. And last not least, Putin has signed a decree to boost the current conscript people, 1.5 million to up to 2.4 million units. Sounds like they're preparing for war, and they know it's coming in the pipeline. Obviously they're preparing it in silence. Then we've got news of 300 military Italians in Kuwait, which they were under the bombing when the Iranians were shooting a barrage of missiles and drones in Kuwait and many other allied Arab countries to the collective West. You know, what the bloody hell are you doing there? There's no political military purpose there. Seeing most the bases there are American, and most of them have got hit, not entity, no one knows. A staying stumpf. Obviously the West are peddling the propaganda. This regime change has been a success. It sucks, because wave after wave the Iranians send their barrage of missiles here and there, and they manage to let one inside Turkey just like that. Means something. They're sending a message to the West. We're not fucking around. It's as simple as that. But the collective West do not realise the danger and what thing they're going to be dragged in. Because I know for sure with this block of the Hormuz Straits by the Iranians, it's going to have an impact on global trade and the costs of fuel and various economies of the West. Obviously it would be a good excuse for those countries who have high deficits, public deficits like America, in most European countries, debit after debit. There's a good way to disguise it, to go into war mode. Why not? Americans have done it once before World War II. All they need is a Pearl Harbor. And I think a Pearl Harbor incident will be served, or they create themselves. Wait and see. World War III in the making.